is working. Hopefully. Yeah, looks alright. There we go. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome if you're here the first time, or if you come back. Welcome to you all to this, the weekly stream. Space engineers working on the HTC Vive ship, the MS HTC Vive. No, I don't know how to call it now. But today, we're gonna finish up this room, which I would dub Mission Control. It is heavily inspired by Wing Commander 4. Well, kinda. I mean, the details on how the Wing Commander 4 Mission Control room looks are kind of vague, I guess. But this is how I had it in my memory. So, we gotta put a roof onto this, and also we'll have to finish off this room as well. We have to put lighting in, you know, all that stuff. And then, as a next thing, we'll have this here, which is the hallway, or some description. We have to we can only approximate this, I think. We cannot really finish it so far, because we don't quite know how this is gonna work. We'll have to have an access to the upper deck and the lower deck, and then the whole grip part, where a lot of facilities, you know, like the mining facilities and maybe a hangar are gonna be. So, yeah, that's the thing. So, let me gather some materials. There we go. Also, just recently, Twitch updated their dashboard, like the streaming dashboard, the completely new layout. I mean, it looks cool, but you know, I'm in my 30s. Well, next year I am officially, but I you know, I think I can say that I'm in my 30s. And it does take time for me to get used to new tech. I'm at that age already, I feel. So whenever I think, oh, I finally got the grip of, you know, for the Twitch dashboard and stuff like that, they change it. Of course they do. I mean, yeah, that's how it goes. Alright, so we'll have to put a hole into the ceiling, of course, because, you know, conveyors and stuff. And then we'll put all this stuff on here as well. For now, we'll just add the base ceiling, so to speak, the basic ceiling that we need, and then we'll see what we put on. Where do we make the conveyor? I think right above the table, right? That would be the most satisfying thing. Then we'll put the light fixtures on there, you know, like we did in the other rooms with the 4 corner lights. I think that will look pretty cool. Also, I'm thinking about making the lights in the mission control room kind of reddish. Or maybe orange, I don't know. You know, some weird color so it looks a bit more intense in there, basically. I mean, we'll see. Also, you know, now that I think of it, I probably should do this as well, just so we got all the right bits here, that we don't forget about these, you know, because we of course have like 4 layers here that are exactly the same from the form, I mean, so we should probably put these on as well, at least put them on, not weld them yet, but at least put them there. So, welding time. It's not long to Christmas now. Christmas kind of crept up on me, I have to say. You know, I generally don't keep tab on dates very well. Oh, there we go. Interface. Ha! Who needs interfaces? And sometimes I really forget the time like that. I'm generally bad with dates anyway. So, you know, like recently I was walking through the streets, you know, going to work. And suddenly I'm like, oh, Christmas decorations. Yeah, right. Oh yeah, it's that time of year again. I was actually kind of surprised, because normally the Christmas decorations, especially in stores and stuff, they go out like 3 months before or something. At least sometimes they do. This year it was kind of weird. I don't know. So suddenly there was Christmas decoration everywhere, and I didn't realize. I don't know. But I'm happy. I'm gonna next week. I'm still working next week, and then I have like 3, well, quasi 3 weeks off, 2 weeks actually. But yeah. So I'm gonna try to enjoy myself and relax, most importantly. So I'm not quite sure how the video release schedule is gonna be over Christmas, I have to say. I really don't know. I might just prepare some videos. I don't know if I'm gonna stream, because I'm at least for like a few days. I'm gonna be in the mountains, the Swiss Alps, basically. And I have my laptop with me, but my laptop is not good for anything other than playing some basic games on it. Well, I can actually play a bunch of games on it, but I would never dream of streaming with it, because it is a quite old, well, semi-old laptop, and it gets incredibly hot. It's like insane. When it is working at full capacity, what will happen is it has like 2 fans on the side, and it blows like piping hot air out of there. It's incredible how hot the air is. And if you put like a glass of water next to it, a cold glass of water, it doesn't take long, and this glass will be warmed up. It's insane. Also, you cannot put the hand on the part where the fan actually is, because it's so hot it will probably burn you. I'm amazed that this thing didn't go up in flames by now. So no, I don't think it would, but I don't know. Okay, let me place some conveyor junctions here. Not here. There is one. And there. Wonderful. Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna see how we're gonna do over Christmas. Maybe I'm just gonna do, you know, some a bit lazy things. I might stream something I don't have to really think much about. Maybe, I mean, I could stream some Deep Rock Galactic probably, because Deep Rock Galactic is a fantastic game. I got now my first miner promoted, which means I can do deep dives now, which are amazing. And it unlocks the Forge, which allows you to craft like super special perks for your weapons and cosmetic stuff, and I love it. It's so good. I mean, the best thing about this game is seriously just playing with random people and the way you communicate. I think I've never written anything in the chat. You can chat with people, but you know, you don't. You just yell at them and cheer with them with beer. That's all you do. That's the way you communicate with people in this game. I love it. It's so freaking good. Let's make some more steel plates, and now we need energy. Oh, there we go. Plugged into charger, right as we're about to die. Very good. I just just imagine you're almost about to die. You need to plug in your energy thing, or however that works. And then it's like a USB cable, and you try it, doesn't fit. You turn it, it doesn't fit again, because it always does not fit 2 times in a row, even though that's illogical. Well, to be fair, that doesn't really happen to me that much, because I use, you know, at work, we have a lot of equipment that we test. Lots of it is USB, and you get tired of just trying, so you look at the damn things and you plug them in the first time around. But I've noticed, even sometimes I hold them the right way around, I try to plug them in, sometimes they still don't quite go. It's almost like there's a divine force preventing me from plugging in the USB. It is sometimes really, really weird. I understand how people can have this happen to them, seriously. Ah, there we go. At least we got the ceiling almost. Almost. There we go. But yeah, I was also thinking about other rooms that we could put in. And I had an idea for one room at least. And the thing is, imagine we'll have some turrets on this ship. Obviously we will. And I don't know if you've seen the bridge. You should have seen the bridge if you follow this series of videos. But the bridge does not have that many control stations. And I don't know. I could imagine that a ship that is that big maybe does have a separate room to control weaponry. You know, like a fire control or something. And so the bridge, if they're getting attacked, they radio fire control, and they're going like, we need a salvo of rockets at this position, and the fire control room is like, yes sir, we're on it. You know, something like that. Maybe we could do that. Because I believe if we go to the bridge, we have like, well, these 3 seats here, which don't look like gunners, right? Then we have these 3 here and the captain's seat. And that doesn't really look like, you know, gunner positions. So we might have like a separate room with a few stations. You know, maybe they're like completely enclosed in armor. So you basically go in. You know, I kind of imagine this like a weird kind of cockpit. You get basically like a capsula. You go in, you strap yourself in, and then you're like in a kind of virtual reality thingy. So you have the machine gun thing, and it's almost like a, shall I say, a gyroscope where you can turn the seat in there. You know, if you do this, the seat will turn so that you really feel like you're in at that gun that you're shooting. Kind of like a flight simulator, almost. Something like that, I would imagine. You know, having several of these chambers and you're just like in there just shooting people, you know? I could imagine that. That would be kind of cool. Because you wouldn't put soldiers right into the turret. That's probably not a good idea because at least I believe, don't quote me on this, but you know, when you think about these old World War bombers, some of them had like these turrets. You know, I played a bit of Battlefield 1942, Battle of Britain. You know, I think it was the German bombers. I might be wrong. Maybe both sides had those. But you had these bombers that was like, I think one at the bottom, one at the top, at least, and maybe one at the back as well. And at least the one at the bottom was almost like a semicircle made out of glass. And you were sit down there and just shooting things. And can you just imagine how scary that would be? And I mean, if you're honest, if you're attacking a space station like that, and there's a turret shooting at you, wouldn't you just attack the turret? I mean, that would seem logical to me, right? So putting a soldier into that turret would even be a bigger waste, so to speak. You know, let alone the turret gets destroyed, but every time a turret gets destroyed, you lose a soldier. That would be kind of bad. So it makes sense to me that you would decentralize the control of the turrets, right? And if you can do it in this kind of VR simulator kind of style, then, you know, you probably are just as accurate as you would be if you're in the turret itself. At least to me, that seems logical. Maybe I'm wrong, but you know. There we go. Just putting some more stuff on here. Good. So, we need to put up the lights. And also, we need to put up the displays. No, not displays. The LCD screens. So, we'll take a bunch of those with us. I think LCD screens need all of those ingredients, if I'm not mistaken. There we go. Let's go and check it out. Sometimes the lighting is still weird in this game. Suddenly the sunshine disappears. There we go. Okay. So we'll have, obviously, we'll have a vent. Vent. Where is the vent? There it is. Right here. Oh, maybe. Okay, let's finish the vent actually before we do anything. We need some motors, and I think we used up pretty much all our components on this one. Yoink. Yeah, we pretty much did. Also used a lot all of these. There we go. I think 15 is the exact number that we need. Righto! Let's do this. Beautiful. Okay, now we need the lights. There we go. Corner lights first, like so. And then I think we'll do these first and then just see how much of the room we can light with those. And then based on that, we'll add more lighting to the room. I'm still not quite sure from the color, but we'll see. So let me sit in one of these seats here. So let's turn off the light, so we can get a proper visual. So this is going to be mission control. Light center. There we go. We'll call them these. Also the cornered couches. I think we can toss them out of the menu here. We don't need those. There we go. There we go. Good. Oh. There they are. Right. So let's go with a big radius. Something like 7 maybe? Then offset them. 2.5 perhaps? Bigger radius even? I don't think we should go too much radius, otherwise it will bleed through the walls. Now, color-wise. Red might just be too dark. But an orange might be interesting. What do you think? Like something like that? Or is red? Is red a good color here? I mean, red makes it look really intense, but I think the orange kind of takes the aggressiveness out of it and makes it look still kind of intense, but a bit more relaxed, I guess. Yeah, I think that kind of works. I'm not quite sure why you would have red lights in these rooms, but, you know, it's just how I imagine things. So I think we'll add some more lights here in the corners. So we have a proper lit area. There we go. These will have the same kind of lighting as the center. Seriously, I cannot think of a good reason why you would actually have shoddy lighting in a mission control room. But that is a thing, right? In a lot of like control rooms, you have like dim lighting, just like necessary stuff. I don't quite get that. I mean, if you're like in an outdoorsy area and you have like a, I don't know, like mission control, like a command tent, obviously you don't put chrysalis lights on these things because, you know, you could get bombed or something. But why are control rooms always lit like that? I don't know. Okay, let's find these lights. Oh gee, there they are. Mission control lights. Well, that will be enough. Okay. Oh yeah, you can name them all at once. There we go. How much radius? About this maybe? Then we'll offset them a bit. And now we have to get the same lighting tone, so we'll do it like this, I think. That will work. Hold on. And then we just change it like that. Wonderful. There we go. Mission control. Yeah, that looks kind of decent, I think. And then obviously this will be like the commanding officer's room or whatever we want to call that. And that will just have the corner lights just in the other room. But I don't think we'll make this room orange. That would be weird. I mean, he has a desk in here. He needs to write stuff. I would imagine. So shoddy lighting is probably not the best idea in this room. There we go. Oh yeah, okay. We also need to get some more motors too. And then we'll need to put in the doors and the LCD screens as well, obviously. Ow! That was my head. Jesus. How many times have I hit my head? I don't know. I wish there was a counter like that. Like, I do love silly statistics, so it would be kind of nice to know these things. Okay, let's just take that much with us. Actually, we'll need that for the LCD screens, don't we? Ah, that will be fine. That will be fine. Good. Alrighty. Don't hit myself. No, good. You see, we got a little bit of bleed through here from the light, but I think it should be alright. I mean, this is gonna be plastered with blocks anyway, so that I think that should be right. Oh, Jesus. I think it should be alright. Hopefully. We'll see. Okay. Let me get all the lights installed here. Oh, we didn't get the motors. Of course we didn't. Oh well. Right, let me sit in that chair. Get the corner lights. There we go. Mission control. Commander lights. Yeah, sure. That's gonna be right. Let's name them. And about... Yeah, we have to do it about like 7.5. And then get them down a bit. That should be okay. Yeah. Yeah, that looks fine. Okay, cool. Now, putting the doors in, obviously. We'll have to we'll want to have private, you know, some privacy, I would assume. Oh yeah, and we need to get some more material for that. Let's see if we can at least put the LCDs up. There we go. Nope, that's the wrong one. That's the right one. One of those, and one of those. Oh yeah, we've at least got the materials for those. Yay! My brain is not that terrible, so that's good. Okay, try to remember. Motors, don't forget motors. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ah, okay. We're doing well. Doing very well today. We need motors, and I think we need to do doors as well, so let's check out what do we need for doors. Steel plates, computers, displays, small tubes, interior plates. Right. Displays, computers, more motors, steel plates. Oh, we do have enough steel plates. Some interior plates as well. I think I'm missing something, but we cannot take too much with us anyway, so that's fine. Just regain some of my health here, otherwise I will die next time I fly into stuff. Oh boy. It's going really well today, isn't it? Man. Here we go. Okay, let's see. There's door number uno. Oh yeah, of course. Construction components and tubes were missing, but that's fine. We can put all your materials in. Right. So how much do we need? That's 50... No, that's even more. 80 construction components, I think. Yeah, 80 construction components and 8 small tubes. We shall get those. And the rest will just take some steel plates with us. We can spend those on other stuff. Right. 8 of those bad boys. And 80, I think it was. Let's just get it like that. Good. Very good. And yeah, we can just start welding these. Why not? I mean, we'll have so much stuff that we need to weld, we might as well do it while we're here, right? Every time we fly by, we weld a little bit more. I think that's a good way to do it. Okay. Good. Closed. And... Does it bleed through into the hallway, the light, by the way? Let's see. Yeah, tiny bit. Maybe the corner lights are a bit too much, actually. Well, not the corner lights, but the 4 lights that we put there. These ones. Maybe they're a bit too strong. So we'll put the radius back to 8. Ah, yes, it's gone. Beautiful. Okay, that fixed it. Still looks okay, though. And there we have to bleed through here, I guess, but yeah, you know, that's okay. Good. Okay, let's get these done. Everything needs to be organized, of course. LCD, that's okay. So how would we call this? Is this like the commanders? How would we even call this person? You know, from an RPG standpoint. You have the captain that is on the bridge. Now this here is, I imagine, is more like a military leader that plans, you know, assaults and things like that. So what is this? A commander? General? General sounds a bit too formal and too, you know, backseaty. A bit more hands-on guy. How would we call that? Commander? I think Commander is good. In Wing Commander it was, I think... No, I think in Wing Commander it was the Colonel. I believe. Oh well. Commander's office, it's gonna be. At least I think. I cannot remember. I watched the YouTube videos, the sequences. I cannot even remember now. Oh well. Yeah, we have to format it, of course. A bit more font size. There we go. And center, of course. Yep, that's fine. Yoink. And this obviously is mission control. There we go. Font size and boom. Right, one more room done. Gee, only... How much did we say? Let's see, hallway, room. That means... Room. That means I'm driving a car, apparently. No, that means 5 more rooms, one of which I know what it's gonna be. This is gonna be a replica of this room over here. It's basically just gonna be a mirrored version of this. So we have to have ideas for 4 more rooms. But yeah, now let's think about the hallway. Let's see how much we can construct of this already without having the upper decks and the lower decks. I think we could at least, you know, have partially laid out the floor plan for it. So we get a bit of a, you know, a meaning how it's gonna look. But yeah, without the upper floors we cannot really complete that part. Because sometimes it will look weird if you just, you know, if you plan out the hallway and then you place the upper floor on it and you're like, ah, that doesn't match up, it's too narrow, the stairs. So I rather not place the stairs right now, but, you know, we can approximate at least a little bit how it's gonna look. Okay, so I'm not even sure if we want to have like a door here to the hallway, you know what I mean? Because normally I would have put it like this, and then have a door there. But I'm not sure if that even makes sense here. Because it is a hallway. Why would you have a door here? That makes not that much sense. I think it's better when it's open, right? You know, a bit spacious. Like that. And then obviously it's gonna go all the way back, pretty much. Like so, at least. There it's gonna be in... That's the back end of it. Is it? Yeah, kinda. That's the back wall, more or less. So, at least that is given. Now, where the stair downwards and the stair upwards are gonna be is a bit... a mystery, let's say that. And also, there's gonna be a stair into the upper deck, which is up here, the lower deck, which is up, down here. And then I also want a stair that goes down into this bit. So there's gonna be 3 different stairs, essentially. Although I could imagine that the stair down in this bit, because this will be more an industrial kind of machine room kind of bit, that we will have a ladder that goes down there. More like an access ladder than a stair. You know, the stair is for the, you know, the cushy cabin crew, and the ladder is for the engineers and the hardworking people. You know what I mean? Says the desk monkey. How you call these people? Pencil pushers? In German we call them Bürogummi, which means office eraser. A gummi is an eraser, essentially. That's how we call people like me, you know, like IT, just general people who work in offices. I think you call them pencil pushers in English, right? Well, to be fair, I don't use that much pencils as an IT, but, you know. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell if the stair is going to be right here or is it going to be in the back. It's really hard to tell at this point. You know what? We'll just leave it like this and just put the walls up, because the walls are pretty much given. I think that we can say. But everything else we have to kind of leave open for now. And then we can go from there. So let me just place them like this. Yeah, I think so. And I'm also not quite sure about the ceiling, if we're gonna make like a, you know, like a nice rounded ceiling, or if we're gonna keep it flat. I mean, in the hallway here we have it quite flat, so I'm not sure if it would look good if it goes out into this curvaceous hallway. That might be a little bit like a break of style, almost, you know? Because I think it has to look consistent to be good. Well, maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but, you know. Oh, jeez, I run out of steel plates so fast. That's the only time where I wish I would have, like, inventory size times 10 in this game. But, you know, I said I would play it in normal size, and I'm actually happy with that. It makes designing things a bit more interesting, because you have to kind of think about cargo size and stuff like that, and also the weight of your ship, you know. But yeah. So yeah, let's just weld the walls. We'll also leave the roof up for now, because that is also a bit of a mystery yet. But at least with the hallway done, or the walls done, we can see kind of the, let's say the measurements. And it gives the whole ship a little bit more contour. Contour? Is that how you say it? A little bit, you know, the outline of the ship looks a little bit more complete. We put at least a little bit of stuff in there. And next to that, I think we will put the war room, or how would we call that? Fire control? I think fire control is a good word for it. The fire control room next to it, where people are gonna control the turrets of the ship. Well, in some capacity. I don't even know how much weaponry I will put on this guy. I definitely want to have some missile launchers in these little wing thingies. I think that would be cool. But when it goes to turrets, I'm not quite sure. The problem is with turrets, they make ships ugly, in my opinion, because they stick out like that. It would be kind of cool if you would have turrets that are hidden away, and then, you know, if you need them, they kind of come up like that out of the hull, basically. But that's kind of hard to do, especially if you have a ship that is jam-packed like this one, with a lot of rooms and not much space in it. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, the turrets are going to be probably the last thing that we do. So, yeah, it's not quite sure yet. I mean, it's not like we're fighting other people with this ship. Although, if I put it on the workshop, I would love to see people kind of use it against their ships. Because I've seen people do that, and I enjoy that a lot. You know, they take like a ship from the workshop, and then they build one of their own, and they basically battle it. I do like these kind of things, because you can learn a lot from these, like, battles. You know, where is the weak point of your ship? You know, it doesn't matter if you have a ton of armor at certain places, and then your reactor is exposed. Stuff like that. That's only, you know, you learn that stuff by testing it, right? Energy. Oh, gee. Ah, good job. Energy management right there. If this was old Space Engineers, I would be dead now. Well, my jetpack wouldn't work. That's the brutal thing. Back in the day, that was really brutal. No energy basically meant you're dead. You cannot use the jetpack anymore. You're done. Now it's a bit more lenient. You're starting to die, but you have a little bit of space. But well, to be fair, you can run out of hydrogen. Then you're not dead, but you're stranded. Well, which in most cases is death, but, you know. It's not like you can swim your way back to the station. They did do that in, like, comics, you know, cartoons back in the day, didn't they? You know, when they had a section in space. You would just see the cartoon characters be like, oh yeah, I just swim my way back through space. Yeah, that's how it works, right? Oh well. Actually, there we go. Yeah, okay, you know what? We have to lay out the floor plan there for the fire control room. We have to do that first before we can do anything else. And I still have to think about all the other rooms. I mean, there's still 3 rooms after that I have to think of that we need to fill with something. I have no idea, though. Right, we have to replicate the hallway first in order to actually make this work. So let me just place some blocks here to make the hallway a little bit bigger. And then we'll place down the walls. And then we'll see where the door ends up. And from there we'll go and design the next room. Well, actually, I'm gonna stream for like, let's say, what is it? I'm bad at math, especially on under pressure. Well, I'm gonna stream for, what is that, 22 minutes more. That's pretty much. Yeah, 22 minutes. I think I calculated that correctly. As I cannot say the time because I don't know where people are watching from, so that doesn't really work. Right, so what do we need? We need 2 small slopes. Like so, and then it's just gonna go straight until the door. Oh yeah, we also need to put windows in here as well at one point, but you know. I actually like that we don't have windows there yet, because as we start to finish off the rooms, we will have more and more trouble getting into the actual station. So I think it's kind of good to have these access holes here. I think that's a good thing that we still have those. Right. And then it goes how many blocks until the door? 1, 2. Right. And then... Okay, 1, 2. There's the door. 1, 2. And there's the wall. There's the corner, basically. And then it's 1, 2, and then here is the next door. Yeah, something like that. Okay. Let's weld this real quick. And then I don't even know how many turrets we're gonna have, so it's kind of hard to guess how big this room is gonna be. So I'm just gonna wing it for the most part. Let's just put some just some floor. We have to just put some floor down because I have to kind of design the capsula, the gunner capsula. I have to kind of design that first before I can even tell how it's gonna look. You know, we need to know how much space it's gonna take. So yeah, I have to do that first. But to do that, we need to have a floor. At least some floor. Let's put it that way. Right. Let's just put the floor down without welding it. That's gonna be fine. Okay, we have to weld that, otherwise we're not gonna get to it later on. Obviously. That's gonna piss me off if I do stuff like that. Because I will kind of rewatch a video and then see, oh, there's one block in that massive ship you got there, and it's not welded. That is really gonna drive me mad. I'm pretty sure I already missed things like that, so... Right. So it goes up until there. Let's do at least 4 rows, because I think at least 4 blocks in size is what the gunner thingy is gonna be. Minimum. Maybe more. I'm not sure. Right. You know, from an inspirational point, I think, I'm not a big Star Wars fan, but there is like, in one of the Star Wars movies, there is a part where, actually, I put the floor a bit too low, I just realized. Oh, genius. There's a part with Darth Vader where he goes into, like, this black sphere thingy, you know, that closes up. Where there's the funny meme where he talks to a guy and he always closes up on him, you know, this one. And I imagine it's something like this, like a semi-circle capsula where you have a seat inside, like a pilot simulator that tilts with the gun's movement. Something along those lines would probably be pretty sweet. I don't know how much we can put that into this game, because this game is basically squares and not circles, but you know. Well, we have, like, rounded blocks, so I guess we could put those down. You know what? Let's just make the corner here and think about this for a second. So we'll need a seat where the guy can sit, obviously. That is clear. I think we'll want to have a door as well. So the minimum space that we need, if we put the seat against the wall and the door here, then at least it's gonna be 2 by 3 blocks. But then it's gonna look very small, I guess. Well, yeah, I don't even know if we can make it in that fashion that I imagine it. The thing I imagine is probably way too intricate to replicate in this game. maybe use some of these half slopes or the half walls, perhaps. But yeah, you know, something like that. So that at least from the outside it has this semi. Yeah, I don't know. You know what? The problem is if we put it into a corner, you will not be able to see the back end of it anyway. But you know, if you put it like this. Oh well, that was wrong.
Low.
But like that. And then put on top of that some of these. That might kind of work. Because that looks like a little... Yeah, it kind of looks like a little hut, actually. Now that I think of it. But yeah, something along those lines, you know? And then, obviously, we'll have to put in these as well on top. And then there's the door, there's the gunner's seat. You will not have to light in there, but I think that's okay. Yeah, we'll have like several of these. So that's 2 by 3. Oh, but that takes up a lot of space then. Gee. Okay, so that's 1, 2. Yeah, we can basically put 2 next to each other, unless we put them on the walls, which kind of will defeat the angle on the side here, because it's going to be pressed against the wall, which is kind of sad, actually. So what are we going to have? Just like 4 of those? Sounds a little bit meek, only having 4 turrets. Yeah, maybe we have to change this a little bit, because 4 turrets is way too little for a ship that size. I know that. So, maybe we just have to deal with it this way, that we just have these little alcoves in the wall, and every one of those is a gunner, basically. So if we have 2 sides with these, then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 gunners. That's still not that much, but it's more. Yeah, it's not optimal, I have to say. Not like 100% happy with it. Also, it's kind of awkward to actually do this correctly, because we have a bit of a problem here with that wall. And
Energy.
yeah, we almost would have to make the room extremely small to get away with that. At least if we want to have it symmetrical. What am I building? Well, Voodoo Cheese, great name by the way. I'm building this. Which is a ship in the form of... Let me get it. Hold on. Inspired by HTC Vive Remote. Because I thought, you know, every ship that I build is basically a long tube. Let's do something different. So yeah, I'm building that giant thing. And right now I'm basically on the main deck of the ship, trying to build different rooms that would make sense to have on a spaceship. And right now I'm kind of struggling with the what did I want to call this? Fire control room, where people are sitting and controlling turrets. And I'm not quite sure about the design of this whole operation here, but you know, I'm just going along and figure it out. There we go. So how are we going to do this? I'm still not quite sure. Because we have to make the room a little bit smaller if it is supposed to be symmetric. And I'm all about symmetry in rooms like that, so... Oh,
No
gee.
energy.
Energy! No! Don't die! Yeah. There's the energy. There's the energy. Phew! That was close. Well, not that close, but still. Annoying is it? It is. For the most part. Oh, I'm dying again. I need to heal. So annoying. Oh, man. There we go. But we need to get resupplies anyway, so that's fine. Let's also make some more steel plates just for the heck of it. There we go. I think we also need some other components too, so let's get these going. Right. So if we make this room smaller and symmetrical, then the wall would be here. And then how far back can we go before we run into the outer wall of this? About here, which means we'll have like one less gunner seat probably, which puts it down to 8. Which again, 8 turrets for one ship is not that impressive, at least not for a ship that size. However, what we could do is we could, let me just put all the floor down here. Oh, gee, good job. There we go. What we could do perhaps is even put in more seats in here. It's gonna be very stacked though if we do that. You know, like 2 rows of seats. Oh, I don't know. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now it's an even number in length, which is even more infuriating. This is not going how I was thinking that it would. Not as cool as I thought it would be. If it's like this, then we could have 1 every second. So, like so. These little outposts where the seats are gonna be. And that's gonna be how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 8. We could maybe... I mean, it's an idea. We could maybe put 1 seat above the one on the floor, basically mounted to the ceiling. I'm not quite sure how you would get in that seat, to be honest, but it is an option. Probably a bit silly, though. Yeah, I don't know. You know, let's just leave it like that. Have 8 seats like that. And then I also want to put something in the middle. I'm not quite sure what. Maybe we can put some more seats in the middle in some capacity. I'll just have to figure out how. These don't belong here. It's tricky. It's very tricky to come up with many different rooms on a spaceship of that size. It seriously is. And we have to still, after this, there's still 3 more rooms I have to think about. I mean, the upper and lower decks are gonna be quite easy because they're gonna be quarters, a bit more quarters, and I think engineering rooms. So these are kind of easy to come up with, but on the main bridge it's a bit difficult, I feel. Because I only want to put stuff here that is like relevant to people, you know, like how do you say that, relevant? You know, to the general public. So no quarters on this area. I don't know. It's difficult, but we'll figure it out, I guess. Let's see. Also, it kind of annoys me. There's one kind of block that I wish would be in this game that is not here yet. Basically, some sort of a pyramid block. Where it's kind of like a slope, but from both sides. So it goes into like a... yeah, kind of like a pyramid. That kind of is missing, because I would love to have little slopes here and here. But the problem is, since we have only one block in between the seats, we kind of cannot do that. Which is annoying, to say the least, but you know. Cannot have everything, I suppose. Okay. Let us get more steel plates. Whee! Ah, there we go. Right. Let's get this side going. At least want to have the foundation done for today. So I can, you know, have a good think about this before I record the next episode of this. There we go. But yeah, it still strikes me as very, very low on the, you know, amount of turrets. Maybe we'll have 2 of these rooms? It sounds a bit lazy though to me. Just having... well, we already have a duplicated room, but I don't know. I find it weird to have a second one of these rooms. Difficult to come up with these things. And I don't just want to have a lot of these, you know, basically senseless rooms that may have no function or would have no function. I mean, a lot of these rooms on the ship technically have no function because there's none such things in Space Engineers as, for example, having to have a science lab. You don't need that in Space Engineers, obviously. But on a real spaceship, you would probably have a science lab or something like that. A medical bay. You will have all of these things. So, yeah, I don't know. It is a problem that we need to deal with. Alright. So, we could, I guess, cut, like, in here to get one additional seat. I think that is an option. And then maybe in the middle we might have... Oh, I have an idea. It's kind of hard to pull off, though. You know, if you think, having in the middle row, have some, what are they called? Console? Some of these bad boys? Maybe alternating with, like, here. Like one here, one here, one here. Then having desks next to it. Perhaps. And then that's also... Maybe these are more like... Not necessarily turret gunners, but weapon officers that control certain aspects of the weapon systems. You know, like... I don't know, where... Reloading, I really don't know. Or maybe shields and stuff. Maybe they're controlled from here. So that could be a way to fit more... you know, just seats in general into this room. So that might be worth a thought. Perhaps. And also, I think if we just leave the middle row empty, it will look, well, very empty. Obviously it will, but yeah. Ah! We did it again! Second or third time today, I believe. I just, you know, if you're welding, you just forget the time. And the energy. And everything in general. Charging is going way too slow. It's almost like with phones. You have to wait exceeding long times before you're charged. It is annoying. But yeah, that is something I've been saying for a long time about Space Engineers. There's a lot of aspects of this game that you could make more enjoyable by putting them as in-game things, you know? For example, bigger inventory space is so useful in this game. Why not make it an in-game concept? You know, like having specific suits to increase your inventory space. Why not, right? Oh, hello, Moss. How are you doing, sir, today? You're coming right at the end, basically. I was just about to basically go offline again. Because you know, I need to prepare dinner soon, but welcome! I'm just trying to finish off at least the basics of this room here. The next room that we're on right now. Medical station recharge faster. I guess. That would make sense. Didn't even know that. I haven't used medical stations in a long time because these the survival constructor is just so convenient to use. But yeah, okay, that makes sense. There's a lot of these things they could put in as in-game concepts that would make so much sense. More armor, more inventory space. But yeah, I guess that would take the focus away from engineering and more into, I don't know, survival. I don't know if they're prepared to kind of diverge into that area. It's kind of weird. They already did in some, you know, some capacity when they put in like different kind of guns. You know, when they did that, I was like, oh, maybe this is gonna be more PvP oriented But since then, nothing has happened in that direction, so... Uh, I think this will still, to the end of time, it will be a game about engineering and nothing else. Which is good. I'm not complaining. What can I say? Alright. You know what? Let me lay out what I would like to do here. I need interior plates to do this, though. Yeah, let's get some interior plates and just put the basic floor plan out how I would like it to be. Let's see. I'll at least keep some of those in the inventory, just in case. And boom, there we go, interior plates. So, we'll have the seat of the turret gunners in these little alcoves, right? So here, and then in all of these, which will make it 9 gunners in total. Which again, still low number, but you know. Or maybe these are... I don't even know if that makes sense. Maybe in a day and age where you have spaceships, guns are automated anyway, and you don't need manual gunners. But I don't know, when I build ships, I always think I would rather have people manning the guns than having them automatically fire at things. Because I know the space engineers' gun AI, and it's kind of crappy sometimes. Alright, and then in the middle... put some of these. I'm not quite sure if that will... Maybe that makes the room too narrow in the end. I don't know. Let's, this desk. That's how you write desk, obviously. Then having these... I don't know. It does make the room quite narrow. Although that sometimes is actually very charming to have a narrow room like that. How awkward is it to walk past these? I mean, yeah, it kind of works, I guess. I don't know. And then there's still almost like an empty space in between, which annoys me as well, to be honest. I wish there was, like, double-sided LCD screens, these transparent LCD screens. Because I like to use these as computers nowadays. I really like those. You know, putting them behind desks and basically make them, the desks fit with huge LCD screens. That is pretty cool. But if we want to do that here, we almost would have to need like double-sided LCD screens, which we don't have, of course. This room makes... it's really troublesome. I guess to fill the gap here, we could use half blocks, I suppose. Kind of as like tables. Yes, indeed. Oh, Dark Souls, that game. I tried that game so many times. I'm just too bad at these kind of games. Seriously. I gave it a good college try, but my god. I don't know, I think in my age my reaction times have gone down so hard. I really notice it. So games like Dark Souls or shooters as well, Jesus, I'm really bad. I mean, I tried my best to enjoy and play PUBG, Players Unknown Battleground, whatever it's called. I really tried to enjoy that game because I kind of like the concept of it. But it always goes the same for me in that game. It's like, jump out of the plane, half an hour of scrounging equipment and moving tactically with my mates. Then there's like a 10-second firefight and I'm dead. Every time. It's so frustrating. It's just, you know, that's the old age. Also, this table is in a different orientation than all the others, which is not acceptable. There we go. And I did it again. Genius. Can we do it right this time? Nope. What the heck? Wait. There we go. Jesus Christ. Okay. It's. I'm not happy with this room, but I think that's what we're gonna go with for now. I'm really not 100% happy with it, but you know. Low. What can you do? can you do? Okay. You know what? I'm actually gonna call it quits for today. I need to prepare food in a short order here, so let me just... Oh, wait, okay, we have spent all of our blocks anyway. Good. Right. So this room will complete this on the third Friday episode, I believe, and then I have to think about what is going to come over here. It's going to be quite a big room. Then we'll replicate the observation station. Observation station. That's a cool name. That's like my new funk band, futuristic funk band's name. Observation station. There we go. And then there's 2 more rooms over here that we have to think about. So 3 rooms we have to come up with. Well, I have Christmas to think about this. You know, Christmas holiday, so... Right, yeah, we're gonna call it quit for today. So, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Thanks for hanging out, Moss. It's been nice. I'll see you either on the next stream next week or on the YouTube comments, you know. Right, so thank you everybody for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care.